What's going on, Average Tech Guy here, and today we are back. More tech, more reviews, and I got a device right here that is basically gonna help you out around the home. If you're anything like me, if you got a pet, if you got kids, your floors may get a little dirty, and you may need some help because you get tired of sweeping, right? So Yeedi was kind enough to send one of these over for me to try out. This is their robot vacuum, and today we're gonna be talking about it. So let's go. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and just knock the price out on this device. You can pick this up on their website, and you can also pick this up on Amazon for about $2.99. They do have different configurations, so I'm gonna drop a link below. You can go by and check out the different ones. They have some that actually mop. They have the self-emptying ones, which probably are my favorite. You don't have to take the tray out, but for this one that we're gonna be talking about today, does include its own little tray. You're gonna have to empty that out, but that is the pricing, and basically they have about 4 or 5 different models that you can go by and check out. So it'll be a link below so you can do that, and I think they're doing a special Black Friday sale over on Amazon, so hurry up and go get it. Now, let's talk about this device itself. Now, when you take it out of the box, you're gonna get the device itself, the actual robot vacuum cleaner. You're going to get a charger that you're gonna plug into the wall, and you actually get the base that it comes with. Now, the base is interesting because the base is where it's going to do all of its charging. So there's no trash that's gonna be collected in this base. And one thing I do like about this base is that on the back, there's a spot where you can actually wrap the cord around. So you don't just have cords laying around the house. I love that. I love hidden cords, no issues there. Now on the bottom, you do have a pad that's going to protect your floor from getting scratched up and scraped up. Also, when you peel this layer off right here, there is a friction pad right there. So when your robot actually goes to dock itself, it doesn't move this all around. Now, I've had several robots before that vacuum, and my biggest issue was the robot vacuum cleaner. Every time it rolled back onto the base, it actually moved that base. So this is a big shout out to Yeedi for putting that friction pad on the bottom. And then we have not done anything with this yet. So let's just peel the plastic off. It's nice, it's shiny. There are no issues, no scuffs. They actually give you all your precautions up front, so no issues there. Now, before you actually get started with this, there is a little bit of prep that you have to do. First and foremost, you're gonna lift the top. And once you actually get that top lifted up, there are going to be some little pieces that you have to take out. So there are arrows, stickers, all right? And once you get those removed, the first thing you probably want to do is set up your base station, get it charged up, look at your instructions really well, and then you're going to download the Yeedi app. Now, the good thing about Yeedi app is that application will work for your Android and your iOS devices. So no matter if you have Samsung, Google, Huawei, an iPhone, all those things are going to work. Now, just a little tour of the device itself. This portion right here is where your dust and dirt and grime and stuff is gonna be trapped. You're gonna have to empty this after every use, so just keep that in mind. Now, in order to empty this, there's a little red clip on the side. You push that down, you take this out, and you're gonna actually just empty all the contents in here. All your filters and everything reside over on this side. When you get done, you can take that portion out. The filters can actually be cleaned. You clean this, you never put it back in wet. You always clean it and let it air dry, and then you can place it back in once it's completely dried. And basically that is it. And then you're gonna just place this back down in here, and there you go. It does come with a cleaning tool. So this cleaning tool can be used to clean the brushes on the bottom, actually get all the little dirt and grime from inside the machine itself. Once you're done with this tool, it just snaps right back in place. You pop it back in, and then you close the flap. So before we get started, like I said, we're gonna set up the base station downstairs. This thing does cover room mapping, so you don't have to worry about a remote control or anything. You can do all this from your Yeedi app. We're gonna do a full-on demonstration of how this thing actually works, but we're gonna turn it on. We'll charge it up. We will actually get it going, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more on the other side. So before we actually get started on using this, let's do a quick overview of the actual machine itself. Up top, you do have the mapping sensor and the power button. We already talked about on the inside, you do have the power button, you have the auto start button, the dustbin, and the multifunction tool on the inside as well. Once you close that lid, up front you have your anti-collision sensor and your bumper. And then once you flip it over, this is going to be everything else. So you do have your retractable wheels on the inside. You have your little dust piece here that's going to gather your dust and dirt. You have your contacts up top where it's going to charge at. You do have a rotating control wheel up front. These are actually your brushes. The brushes can come off and be clean. That's one of the best parts about this. You can actually take this piece from around the brushes and get down in there, because a lot of times you get fibers, you get hair, you get dust and grime just stuck up in there. So you can actually take this piece off, clean that out, pop it right back in, make sure it's in there nice and tight. And these pieces do retract. So that's one of the best parts as you're going over the floor and it's mapping your home. These pieces are going to retract and adjust to the inside of your house. On the very bottom, you have a substitute module. This is already pre-installed and you're supposed to leave this installed while you're mapping the home. And you do have IR sensors and all that good stuff on the bottom as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing charged up. We're going to get it plugged up into the wall. They suggest you charge it for about 4 hours. So we're going to do so. And we'll talk about this product a little bit more after a full demonstration. So when using your application with the Yeedi Smart Vacuum Cleaner, basically this is what you're going to get. It actually shows you a map of the area. You can map it out yourself, or you can let it do auto mapping. And once you go into the settings a little bit further, you have vacuum power. You have low or standard, max, and then you have max plus. You have a cleaning schedule, you have voice report. And the thing about voices is it has a lot of different choices in here. So you can activate all these different voices depending on what language you speak. Choose that voice and it will report in that voice pattern. And then you actually have a cleaning preference. And basically this is just something that is going to fit each customer depending on their need and their want. Cleaning sequence, resume cleaning, do not disturb. You can set up different times. Auto boost on suction, I will always have that on. Auto empty, when you have a station, a base station that automatically empties, it will empty every time. We don't have that base station, so we'll turn that off. And the cleaning sequence, when this is enabled, it'll allow the robot to follow the preset order and perform the auto clean function. So this is a really intuitive device, and the fact that I can start it, stop it, send it to recharge, and map the home directly from my phone. And remember, whether you have a Samsung phone or an Apple phone, it works on either device. So you can set it up, use it to your advantage, and it's probably going to be one of the best companions you can have in your smart home. So when you're ready to use your vacuum, all you have to do is a few simple steps. You take your base, you wrap your cord around the base, and it's very convenient to wrap it around, and it hides that cord so you don't have to worry about tripping over it or have to worry about the vacuum itself running over the power cable. So once you wrap it, plug it in, and you'll just sit the Yeedi Vac on that contact so that it can charge itself up. Now, after about 4 hours of fully charging, this is going to give you about 110 minutes of runtime. So that's plenty of time to clean your whole home, your downstairs, or even your upstairs. This thing runs on hardwood floors as well as carpet, so you don't have to worry about swapping modes during your cleaning process. Now, the first thing you actually want to do once you get it plugged up is download the application. The application is the easiest way to control this device, and basically it is going to be the only way that you can check out your home mapping system, your suction powers, and other settings that you may want to control on your own. So this vacuum glides over hardwood floors, and it picks up visible dirt as well as the dirt that we can't really see that well. The little dust that gets in corners, it picks all of that up. So you don't have to worry about going behind it once it's finished. Also, it works on carpet. And one thing I like about it is the carpet boost. When it goes from hardwood to carpet, it will automatically increase the suction pressure so that it will clean the carpet. Now, one thing you do have to worry about when cleaning that carpet or rolling over the carpet is the fibers. And we talked about fibers a little bit earlier. The vacuum brushes on the bottom pick up those fibers and it gets wrapped around the brush. So you want to make sure that you go in and clean that out often. It also supports an advanced mapping system through the application. So once you're in there, you can actually edit the home or you can let it map it automatically. I think one of the best ways is to let it map the home automatically. That way it stores it on its own and you don't have to worry about trying to go in and set each room at a time. So open all your doors where you want it to vacuum, let it go. It will auto map that home. And then every time you need it to clean, set up the cleaning schedule and you're good to go. This thing can be ran with your Alexa devices as well as your Google Home devices. This vacuum can be ran with your Alexa devices as well as your Google Home devices. So you have a full smart home connection that you can enjoy and sit back and relax and let it do the work. So one other thing about this vacuum cleaner is it is upgradable. Not only is the software upgradable, but the hardware is upgradable also. So you can go online and you can order the mopping modular or you can order the self-emptying station. Now, all of these are optional, so you can go on and pick and match which one is going to work best for you and your home. And I've had several of these smart home vacs before, and most of them bump into stuff. They'll bump and they'll turn and they'll bump and they'll turn, and this can actually mess up your furniture. Well, Yeedi doesn't have that bump feature. It basically just cleans in neat rows so that it doesn't even miss a spot. The sensors will sense the wall and it'll stop it from bumping ahead of time. So you don't really have to worry about your corners and your baseboards getting all scuffed up. So there you go. The Yeedi Smart Home Vacuum Cleaner is probably one of the most innovative that I've seen at a pretty decent price. Now, some of these do go up into the $600 and $700 depending on what you want it to do. But for my home and my family, we won't be using this upstairs. It'll mainly be for wood floors, not so much carpet because there's not a whole lot of carpet downstairs. But with the mapping options, the actual application, it's probably one of the most innovative that I've used, and I've actually featured about 3 or 4 on the channel to date. So big shout out to Yeedi for number one sending this over for me to try out. And also I really enjoy using this one because I can use my cell phone with it. I can activate it. I can set schedules. It maps my whole home. It's not a whole lot of guesswork that I have to do. And plus I don't have to pick up a broom. So that's the biggest part. So I'll be sure to drop a link below so you can check this thing out for yourself. Like I said up front, they have a lot of different options of this machine. Hopefully one will fit you. Until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.